Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Boss Rush Gamescast, a video game podcast where we talk about what else? Leon S. Kennedy.
So that entire minute and a half conversation we had is not going to be in the episode.
No, unfortunately, it won't be.
Corey, the first minute and a half, that was gold.
That's actually the cold open.
Let that
Yeah.
Please.
Okay.
So,
But we will continue
the
to talk
farming
about
that
Leon
man
S.
does, I don't understand how the hell, like, man, watching Leon Kennedy grow from like that, like kind of like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed rookie cop to the
little
gristled,
cherub.
yeah, to the gristled, experienced, and confident man that he is in 9. It's been a joy. It's been a hell of a ride these last like 25 years or so.
Yeah, I guess I would make Ford the angsty like teenager.
Yeah. No thanks, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then what was
your
6
left
speed?
hand comes off? Did anybody else do that? There was that scene in with Grace's campaign where the hand. Did anybody else say that out loud? Your left hand comes off? Oh no, my right hand. The right hand. No, nobody did that. That was just me.
No.
Said that in the game. That's fine.
I guess. What is that a tie-in to 8?
No, that was a line in 4, the original version of 4.
Oh, the original.
Where, Salazar was like, "I'm gonna send my right hand for you," and then Leon's like, "Your right hand comes off."
Oh my gosh, I wish they kept that.
I really wish they kept that, but I'm glad they kept the "Where's everyone going?" Bingo.
Oh yeah. That's classic.
I'm glad they kept that one.
No, Pat, my mind went to 8 too because I was like, oh my gosh, did she chop off her foot? How could she walk without a foot?
I thought that too. That same scene, I was like, "Oh no,
we're chopping off limbs again."
Yep.
I was like, nah, that wasn't gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen. But you know what? It did not happen.
It did not happen. But
yep. But you know what is happening? The Boss Rush Gamescast, your bi-weekly gameplay discussion podcast. I am one of your hosts, Pat Klein, and alongside me is the king of retro and Leon's personal gunboy.
Personal assistant?
Personal ...
Personal, add what you want here.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Retro Stoy.
Hi. I was there from the beginning. The bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Leon Kennedy. The rookie cop. To the man we see now today. I feel like I've grown with him. I've watched him grow as well, and it's a joy.
You felt the pain when Leon felt pain. You laughed when he laughed. You cried. Yep. Well, Leon doesn't cry, but you cried, and he gave you his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Big, muscly shoulder.
Biceps. What was funny?
The triceps for me, honestly. When he leans over against every computer that he accesses, it's the triceps that does it for me.
Someone posted what did they do to my boy Leon? I'm like, this is what 30 years of guilt not being able to pull up the girl that you loved from falling off that walkway does to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It makes you make sure that you don't have that issue ever again.
And then 4 years later, you just see her pop up. Like, what?
Which I will say, this isn't technically a spoiler because it's just the character model. And I know I'm jumping straight to the end and haven't even introduced myself yet, but technically in the character model, Leon is wearing a ring on his left hand.
I know that's it.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't talk more about that.
We're not. I'm just saying, and
because there's another thing in the end. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop.
Well,
God, this episode's so hard.
It's that's not as hard as you are right now.
What?
Sorry. And canceled.
Did we get
No,
that?
I think the term the young kids say now is bricked.
Bricked up. Yeah, it's all bricked up right now. Yeah.
You're all bricked up. Well, you may know her by her moniker, the Mad Pharmacist, and the rest of us know her as being mad enough to run a marathon across the country or across the world. Please welcome Stephanie Klimov.
Me with
Tell us
my
how
Timu
that was,
Leon.
by the way.
Yes, I ran the Kyoto Marathon because stupid reasons Nintendo was sponsoring it for Mario's 40th. So I'm like, I'm going to run a marathon. I've never run a marathon in my life, but I'll do it for Mario. It was pretty awesome. They were playing Mario music, as everyone got ready. The race took us past several UNESCO World Heritage sites across the city. I'm pretty sure there were some execs there. I don't know. I really wasn't paying attention. Was great. I got my little Nintendo bib. Uh, but I did not quite catch the bug that some people, once they run a marathon, they start doing them all the time and then they're
Yeah,
crazy.
I've
I
heard
didn't
that.
catch that. I don't
Good.
ever want to do the one ever again. But
Good.
I'm just happy to say that I did it. So people out there, never say that video games make you lazy and stupid, because video games made me run 26.2 miles.
Yeah, and
Are you gonna get one
honestly,
of
if you're
those
gonna
stickers
do
for your window too?
No, I'm good.
Because it's like a
26.2,
badge
please
of
don't do that.
honor.
Yeah.
No, I'm
26.2.
good.
Is
I'm
that? Yeah,
good.
I think that's what it is.
I will say
Yeah.
though that the medal is badass. There's apparently 4 guardians to Kyoto, so it's like a blue dragon, a red phoenix, a white tiger, something else. Oh, so
The
cool.
Zodiac. The black turtle.
I think so. I think so.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, and that's what got me to Japan. And just to summarize, the trip was mostly part sightseeing for my son, part gamer's dream. I went to Nintendo Museum, Capcom Store, Sega Store, Nintendo Kyoto, Nintendo Tokyo, and Nintendo. Yeah, so it was.
I mean, if you're gonna do your first marathon, do it in a very memorable way, and that
Exactly.
I think you did it perfectly, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
No.
I'm back.
I
I'm
mean,
here.
yeah,
you're here, all in one piece.
yep.
Yep. I remember when you initially planned this and you invited me to go with you just so that I could carry your corpse back to America. I'm glad I didn't have to do that for you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
still have many more video games to talk about. I just couldn't die yet.
Yep.
Yep.
Not quite yet.
No, it's the 40th anniversary of Mario and Zelda, right? Right, you
Yeah,
know.
Zelda is still to be acknowledged.
Hey, we
It'll
got a
happen
cool
though.
Lego set. You're not excited about that?
It's en route, but I will tell you, if they sponsor the marathon again for Zelda, I won't be doing it. But if they do it to update the museum, because they did parts of the museum that are specifically Mario centric, if they do that for Zelda, I will find a way to save money to go back for that.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
saying.
All right.
But
Be a
apparently Zelda,
Gamecast thing, guys.
yeah,
We'll all
Zelda
do
is
it together.
not as beloved as Mario in Nintendo's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're right. My other podcast, I do a solo podcast, Retro XP. I did a episode just recently. It's supposed to be releasing this week on the Nintendo and what the Nintendo Entertainment System was and how it got its start and whatever. I think Super Mario Brothers itself sold 40 million copies. And I think Legend of Zelda sold 8 million copies. So you could there, there's a difference in the fan base, that's for sure. I didn't
Yeah.
realize I didn't realize it was that wide. But I mean, Super Mario Brothers was the pack-in game for Nintendo, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised it sold that many. But I mean, Zelda even at the time was pretty niche.
Yeah.
I'm thinking though, is that because though it's the old 2D one? What
Yeah,
about Ocarina of Time? I feel like that one would have sold more than the original.
I'm pretty sure it did. I didn't look at those numbers, but yeah, I mean, now I feel like I got to look that up. But
I'm
I
looking
would
that
say
up.
I was going to say most Gen Z right now, it's Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And probably like earlier, like later millennials too as well. Whereas old fogies like us are like Link to the Past. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the best one. So
okay. Breath
I,
of the Wild is the best one.
I was going to say,
now
I
at
think
34
sold.
point. Yeah, that one's 34 million, but that's still not passing up the original Super Mario. So you know
Right.
what? Stoy's right.
Yeah. Well, I still hope something's done. I mean, regardless, I will kind of end with the Nintendo Museum was definitely very much worth it. Like when I went to Super Nintendo
Damn,
World, like the theme
7.6
park.
million copies for the Nintendo 64 version, Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
That's wild. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Like when I went to the theme park, like I was like, okay, it's really crowded and did a couple things and I was a little underwhelmed, but the museum was worth every penny. There's two floors, the interactive floor and then the museum part, and you are not allowed to take video or photos on the museum part. And they have every section broken down by their history, starting with the Hanafuda cards,
Yep.
the games, like the toys, and then every console, and they laid out like what every console did that was new, the debut game, like everything. It was oh,
And you couldn't take pictures, huh?
not in that floor. You can go take pictures on
Wild.
the bottom floor, which is like all the interactive stuff, like the
Okay.
batting cage and the the gun thing, like that stuff you can take pictures, but the museum part you can't. Like there's like a room that had all the concept art and like they had in glass cases like all the sketches, the pixel drawing of like Mario. No pictures, nothing. Wouldn't allow it.
That's too bad. Well, I mean, you
It's
got to go
honestly
there to
probably about
experience
light
it.
pollution, is
Yeah.
my guess. That's why they don't allow you to really take pictures in like art museums, or you shouldn't be.
No, I was totally fine with that. And if anything, like, hey, adds a bit of mystery, like, hey, you have to be there, man. So
You got to remember it.
Yep.
yeah.
One day we'll get out there.
Yeah,
We'll
we
check
will.
it out.
Yep. Because yeah, one of my bucket list items is to go retro game hunting in Japan. And I have a feeling I'm going to spend a lot of money because I'm like, well, if I want to buy these Japanese games, I have to buy the Japanese consoles now. And it's like I was saying before we were recording, I'm so envious of Japanese culture and how they meticulously take care of their things.
Mm-hmm.
So all their boxes, all their systems, everything looks like in the videos I've seen of people retro game hunting in Japan. Everything looks so good, so clean, so meticulously well taken care of. I'm like, man, that would just be my dream.
Yeah.
Instead of
Whatever.
instead of buying boxes here in America where it's like dented and like busted up, and it's like, why can't you people take care of your shit?
And still costs an arm and a leg for the condition.
Yeah.
But when you do go, either bring an extra suitcase or buy another suitcase while you're there. That's all I'll say.
I think the plan is I'm probably gonna buy another suitcase. So
or
ship it
just live
back.
there. Just live there.
Just buy a one-way ticket.
Buy an apartment.
Well,
Yep.
I hear rural Japan is pretty inexpensive to live. I mean, granted, you're away from city centers, which is where a lot of the jobs are and a lot of the actions are. But I hear it's actually pretty cheap to live in a lot of the rural areas.
Yeah, and their infrastructure with like trains and stuff, you'll be fine. Just
Yeah,
commute.
yeah, no big deal. I don't need a car. Anyway, Japan,
Yep.
you got it going on.
No, that is a bucket list item for me within the next 5 years. Is I want to go see Japan. Luckily I got my first international trip is going to be this year, so that's
Nice.
going to get my feet wet. And then hopefully, I can try and at least do one international trip here once, like maybe once a year. I hope not super big. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, like, and how expensive this first one's going to be.
I will definitely go again anytime I'm able to. So maybe we could all make this a potential Gamescast trip. You never know.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm down for that. Honestly, I it should be the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, there is a way to vacation Japan and other than buying consoles, like that stuff, like eat cheaply, stay cheaply. Like it's not that bad. It's the flight. It's really light.
I want to experience the what was it, the culture of thrift, not like kind of like convenience stores, because I hear that's pretty prevalent of just like people just like going to like small convenience stores, like like gas station type stores where it's like you can
Yeah,
get like really cheap food there and really good, well
good
maintained.
food.
Yeah, really good food.
Nick and I ate there every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've heard that too. Like the convenient food stores is like good quality food.
Yeah.
So much I want to experience in Japan. Like I want to try the different like just see the different culture shock that it is. Experience the history and of course go check out like I want to see an actual Japanese garden. Temples, the ponds and just like just kind of like what I got my tattoo here.
Yeah.
Kyoto, man. That's Kyoto there.
Yeah. No, that is definitely the goal. Speaking of that, I did another session of my tattoo this last weekend. I've got 2 sessions left before this thing's complete.
That's awesome.
All right.
In fact, it's got color now. You can't see it because it blends in with the dark, but it's
Sick,
green.
bro.
I got some
Can't wait
green
to see it in
going.
person.
Right.
Yep. Ah. I don't know if I'll ever get a tattoo this big again, but
Yeah, big tattoos
great.
are big tattoos, big money, But the nice thing is, obviously you can go in phases,
It's big money, but it's big cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Cool
Yes, it
as
is.
Leon.
Yep.
Even though I don't think Leon has any tattoos.
I
No, I
don't
don't think he
know.
does.
Yeah, I think he has a tattoo.
Tramp
I
stamp?
think he's no, it's probably somewhere on his leg though.
Now I'm thinking
If
about
Leon had a tattoo,
if Leon Kennedy had a tattoo, what would it be? No, I just thought like he probably has like a tattoo on his wrist that says September 30th.
Yeah, something like a date or something.
A day I'll never forget.
No, I bet you before he and Claire left, they decided to get buddy tattoos.
Well, watch out, Claire. Leon's got a new BFF.
Damn.
I don't think
one that's young enough to be his daughter.
I almost said something. Damn it.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm glad I stopped myself. Anyway.
No, it's kind of funny that, when you get to a certain age, it's like all of a sudden, like the age gap just doesn't seem to matter too much anymore. It feels like, or I don't know.
No,
like
it's a fair statement.
Yeah.
Like I imagine Grace is maybe in her how old is she? Is she in her 30s by this point?
I thought I did the math where she was like she's 28 or 27, like something like that. She's in her mid 20s because what was it? The scene in the beginning where she was on the computer, like I gotta imagine she's at least 16, 17 there. And that was like 8 years from the present time. So she's probably 25 then.
Okay. In a sense, mid 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still daddy.
Yeah,
he's old enough to be, yeah. Because what, Leon's 52?
I think that's what it was calculated at.
Yeah.
Man, how did Nick feel playing a guy who was way older than he was?
Well, if anyone wants to answer that question, they should check out my written interview because I asked that.
Okay, cool.
Good
Go
plug.
to bossrush.net.
Which, speaking of, like, Nick Apostolides voice acting for Leon, speaking of seeing Leon go full circle, granted he voiced the remakes of 2 and 4, but still, now we have a voice actor, motion cap artist, that has played all phases, for the most part, of Leon. Young Leon, emo Leon, and now old man Leon, well, oldish man Leon. So he's kind of went through that life cycle with him as well as a character.
Yeah. I mean, we could still get a remake of 6, and then he can play like middle-aged Leon.
Man.
Leon,
let me tell you,
surviving a plane crash, Leon.
Oh yeah,
it's my favorite.
Yep.
It's my favorite version of Leon.
I'm facing down Chris Redfield, Leon.
Yeah. We want the same thing, Chris.
That scene was like the most pivotal marketing point for that game was just the fact that Leon and Chris are pointing guns at each other.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going to happen? Are they going to fight? And no. It lasted 2 seconds.
Drunk Chris versus horny Leon. Who would win in a fight?
Ooh.
Oh, drunk Chris. Sorry.
Drunk Chris, yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean, non-drunk Chris punches boulders.
Mm-hmm.
And I just imagine being drunk just like builds up that like there just removes the limiters on him.
Yeah, you're not feeling pain at this point.
But could he be sloppy if he's drunk?
Yeah, your dexterity
he would
down.
Be sloppy.
Yeah.
But he'd be more raw power.
Yeah, but
raw.
I think Leon fighting with this with a heart of passion, I think would probably win that fight. I think
maybe it'll just turn into like a heated rivalry situation. I don't know.
Chris grabs Leon's shoulder and is like, "Bro, you work out?" And Leon's got his arm around his waist, and he's like, "Bro, you work out?"
It's like, is that your Magnum? Yes. This is my Requiem. Is that your Wesker? Yes. This is my Wesker. Or my Albert. What was the name of the gun in 7? Was it Albert or was it Wesker?
The gun in 7?
7?
Yeah, 7. At the very end of 7, you get a gun to face off against the last form. It was
Albert.
A Magnum.
It was Albert.
It was the Albert.
Yeah, it was the Albert.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the Albert versus the Requiem.
Yeah.
Which gun is better?
I don't know. The Requiem puts in some flipping work.
Yeah, it does.
But that the ammo for the Albert, man, it can take someone out in one shot.
Sure.
Oh. See, these are the kind of discussions we need to have on this podcast. Is which one's better?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we also discuss video games here. This besides video game theory. So, Steph, did you play any other games other than Resident Evil? Have you been playing any other games?
Not since I beat Ghost of Yotei at the very tail end of last year going into this year. I was going to start Expedition 33, but I'm like, with Requiem coming, I kind of was in this weird phase. So I just focused on my marathon training. And I just like completed Age of Imprisonment. Like I kind of beat it, but I wanted 100% it.
How long did it take you to beat that, by the way? I just got it a month ago.
Age of Imprisonment?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head because I played a big chunk of it, then I stopped playing it for a long time and then got back into it to play the rest of the campaigns.
Okay.
But I felt like it wasn't terribly long, especially if you don't do all of this aside quests. But I actually really liked it, and I'm not really a big Warriors person. It was fun. And I attempted to beat Pokemon ZA, but like I just lost interest so fast. I'm more looking forward to Pokemon Pokopia, which is kind of funny because I'm going from Resident Evil Requiem to Pokopia.
It's the highest rated Pokemon game so far on Metacritic.
That's crazy, right?
Is this the highest rated game so far too?
Is that the one partnered with another developer?
Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo, that's what I thought. Okay, speaking of War.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so that's my super long answer of no, not really, just Requiem.
Well, I know you can definitely jump into some of Stoy's games because Stoy has beat a game that he's been wanting to talk to you about.
Yeah, Chronos finally beat it.
Yeah. What? Oh, I need to know what you think. What ending you got?
I killed him.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, it wasn't even a question. It wasn't even a thought. I was like, brother, you're the cause of all this. Like,
Oh.
I
like
can fix it. I
this is
don't want
all
you
your
to fix it.
no, dude. I don't watch. This needs to end now. Like that was an easy. Like most games, it's like you get that like final decision where it's like, do you spare him? Do you kill him? It's like, I'm sitting there for a while, whatever. This one was like, nope, I already know. Like, dude, you're dying. Like, that's it. Cycle needs to end. So,
Man,
yeah.
Stoy going the non-Paragon route, like that's crazy.
Full ride. Wow.
He the warden. He
He
I
betrayed
was
me.
I was very
Mhm.
disappointed by his motive, to be quite honest with you. Like, still a great game. I like the concept, but like when I found out like why he was doing all this, I'm like, oh,
It's like, oh,
okay.
it's so cute, but it's really fucking lame.
Yeah, it was lame. I'm sorry, it
Yeah.
was lame. All right.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you fell in love with this girl? That's how cute. Okay. All right.
Right.
But
Anyway,
outside of that, like, how'd you like the gameplay and everything else?
I like the gameplay. The what took me a while to get used to was that you really gotta walk a lot. This game isn't meant to be, especially when you get into combat scenarios, you can't stand and shoot. You really have to like shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot,
Yeah.
move. Like it took me a while to get that style of combat going. So I remember
Mm,
I had gotten, I think I texted you stuff like months ago that I was like at the halfway point. I had just gotten the mag boots and I was like, okay,
mm,
this is kind of cool. And then I stopped playing for a couple months, just picked it up recently, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start over again. And I found that second playthrough I was better at it and I
mm.
got better at it at a faster rate because I'm like, okay, just shoot and move. And it made the game so much easier. Um
No, that first boss fight was what taught me how to shoot and move. Like you had to like,
Mhm.
and it even helped me like in Resident Evil. When we
yeah,
talk about that later, but just like having those explosive barrels, it's like you knew
Yeah.
you had to move, have it follow you and attack, but
yeah.
just keep moving.
Yep, for sure. And yeah, it is claustrophobic, so you don't have a lot of space to maneuver. So it's really all about prep. And
Yeah.
I like it how like in pretty much most, if not all, video games, when you enter an area and you're looking at the area that you just entered, it's like, okay, there's explosive barrels here.
Mhm.
It's a big wide open area, couple cover spots. Yep, there's going to be enemies popping up here,
Yep.
or yep, there's going to be a final boss battle here.
Yep. It's
Okay.
like I sense a
Mhm.
boss arena.
Yep. So it's like you can kind of plan,
Yeah.
a little bit of like, okay, all right, I think get lay of the land a little bit before like all of a sudden all the enemies start popping up out of the ground. Um, it's one of those things. They had that really good like uh Soviet era
Yes.
Mhm.
story of
Mhm.
like communist Poland and not trusting your neighbors and like a disease and like
Mhm.
workers strikes and everything like that. They really delve deep into some dark, probably dark, like close to real life stories of
It's I like
Mhm.
historical fiction. Obviously, there's a
yeah, that's a better way of
extreme
saying it. Yeah.
fiction version,
Yeah.
but that's what I think the strongest point was. I really liked
Yep.
the time and the setting,
Hmm.
and throwing in this kind of that sense of the pandemic, like
Yeah.
pandemic-esque. That's kind of why,
Mhm.
although I'm mostly positive on the game, I was a little soured at the end because of the motive, because I really want to know more about like more of the pandemic cause and the geopolitical. Like that would have been more interesting to me
That
in
really
the
would have
end.
been, yeah. That
Yeah.
would have been cool if they tied it in like um I mean, yeah, obviously you got the collective that,
Right.
who
Mhm.
I actually my prevailing theory is that they're aliens. I talked to one of my cousins, Alex, who played the game too, and he thinks they're like humans from the future that are going back in
I think they're
time to,
AI.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think they're aliens just trying to collect human specimens, but that's me. But yeah, I just wish there was like some sort of, like you said, tie in with
Mhm.
that disease and what they discovered, like digging into a hole. Like
It was
we
very
dig,
interesting.
yeah, we dig down into this hole and we found friggin' demons or we found hell. That would
Mhm.
have been kind of cooler, but whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna knock. They writers made the storyline and you
Yep.
know the lore that they made, and I gotta
Yeah.
respect that. But missed opportunities. So
yeah, but still overall solid from Bloober.
Oh, 100%. Like a Bloober's killing it.
Sorry, Pat, what were you gonna say? My bad.
I was gonna say, like, I enjoyed the story to that game too, up until like it just became what you mentioned. Stop focusing on the whole world and just focus more on the girl. It's like
that was a cool reveal. Like at the end where you find out you're her, you're Dr. Kaminsky. So that was kind of unique, but it's like the motive on why you're that doctor is like, really, you miss her so much that you're trying to like, come on. Like
you literally kept doing these resets so that you just got more bodies so that you could piece together a Frankenstein monster.
Right, no kidding. Yeah. I mean it's a unique twist. One that I mean I didn't see it coming, honestly.
Yeah.
But also like, oh man. I'm when I say it's lame, I'm like, I'm not knocking the story, like I said, but it's just it's how fucking stupid. But
no, I get it. It's like you said, it's more of a missed opportunities thing than it being bad, so
right. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think the story is bad at all. That reveal was awesome. I was like, oh wow, I didn't expect that coming. I really didn't, so
and great body horror, so really scared the shit out of me.
yeah, unsettling me a lot. Like I'm just like, ugh. There was like one scene where I was like, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I think it's where in the factory area where that big giant monster is just hitting his head on the wall and trying to break open this box. And I was standing there for a while. I'm like, I know when I start moving, he's going to turn around. Okay. I know when I start moving more, he's going to turn around. And I was like eking. It took me 10 minutes to probably exit that area. So I'm like, I know once I get to this door, he's going to turn around. Okay. Once I open this door, he's going to turn around. Once I close this door, he's going to. Nope. Okay. All right. Just keep going.
Oh. Now, if you go for an item nearby him, that's when he turns around.
Yep. So on my second playthrough, I was like, I looked at my ammo. I'm like, I think I can survive this fight. So I took him out.
Nice. I'm glad you got around to finishing it, Stoy.
Yeah. No, I was, dude, like, really good mystery. I mean, like, it leaves enough up for interpretation, but it also gives you like multiple stories, which I liked.
Yeah.
So
apparently, if you play it again, you get an additional third ending.
Yes, you do. I don't know if I want to do that, but I did experience both endings. I did reload a save, and then I played, with the other ending, which I still like my first ending. The ending that I chose, I like that better.
The other ending is like you knew that was coming.
Yeah, for sure. It was like,
well, it just history repeated itself again.
Yep. You asked for this, so.
Yep. Well, what else have you been playing?
I beat Reanimal last week.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's I was trying to understand that was another game that these are the developers that made Little Nightmares 1 and 2. And there really is no storyline. It's just like child horror, manifest in like escaping or whatever, or running away from something. This game felt a little different than those two. And I have a feeling it has to do with like childhood trauma in almost like a literal sense. And it manifests in a lot of the animal horror and even like the last half of the game. Pat, I don't know how far you are in this game, but
I've never played it yet.
Oh, you haven't played it yet? Yeah. There's like a significant end section where it's like it completely flips the script and it goes into a completely different direction. And it's like, okay, now I have to, re-understand what this game is about. But I'm kind of settling on the whole like childhood trauma and what real life horrors actually do to children, removing innocence and just making it all about just escaping as like a part of their kind of like daily life, so to speak. I don't know. I went into some dark places thinking about this storyline. So but honestly, really good.
That was the general storyline to the little nightmares.
Yeah.
And even like the little side story that they had, it delved into the fact that these children all experience some trauma that has kind of awakened or like weakened a barrier between this and another dimension. So it's
Yeah.
the dimension they're going into is real when they're in like nightmares, but it was unlocked through trauma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is very much the same, except I feel like they were given a little bit more freedom to push the envelope a bit. There was some grotesque stuff in this game, visually, and then obviously like um even just some of the like if you there's a lot of scenes where I struggled with like I don't know how to escape this part, or I don't know how to maneuver through this area, and then I die, and then it's like, oh man, some of those death scenes were pretty grotesque, but it's like, well, I mean, you know they really lean into the subject matter. But I mean, the atmosphere is really awesome. I would say this is about like a 6-7 hour game. It's not
Uh-huh.
long, but I thought it was the right length for what it was
Now,
trying to
this
do.
game was designed with multiplayer focus. You played it single player, though, right?
If it's multiplayer focused, it's very limited.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't feel playing this game co-op would have made the game any better. Um, although, I mean, yeah, there's some sequences where it's like, hey, you need to boost your partner up to reach this high ledge, or both you need to hit these buttons at the same time, or whatever, or um, it like to me, it didn't seem like it needed co-op to be a
Mm.
good game.
Hmm.
But I mean, if you want to play the game co-op, like I'm down. It's got crossplay, so I don't mind jumping back in.
Well, that could definitely be fun. There's a lot of cool co-op stuff coming out here.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
kind of debating the what John Carpenter's Toxic Avengers is coming out this month, and it's got
mhm.
very heavy Left 4 Dead vibes.
Yeah.
But Back for Blood had heavy Left 4 Dead vibes, and that bombed. So I don't know.
But it's got John Carpenter's name on it.
I know that's what makes me think like this could be good, But
But then you remember the last John Carpenter games, like, oh yeah, that also bombed.
yeah, John Carpenter is yeah, he's an interesting character. He's got interesting movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, of course I've been playing Resident Evil 9 Requiem. So
Nice. That's it then?
yeah, I was gonna say, unless are we gonna group talk about Requiem, or
We are.
okay,
After I
cool.
talk about my stuff.
I
I
was
was gonna
gonna
say, how
say,
about you, Pat?
yeah. How about you, Pat?
I
That
played
was
I played Requiem.
yeah, good for you.
Yeah, yeah. But no, there are a couple other games I've been playing. This one game that I like, this has been my focus title right now. It's a game called Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. The Nintendo Partners Direct, wasn't the part? Yeah, it was a
Oh,
partner
was it
direct.
that? Oh, okay, yeah.
Dropped a new game called Kyoto Xanadu, and this is part of the same series. And this is made by the guys who do the Trails series, the Legend of Hero Trails of series,
Mhm.
and the E series. And then it made me do a whole bunch of research on the Xanadu series, and like they're all tied into one series called the Dragon Slayer.
Oh my,
And it just like
okay.
splintered, like, and the Dragon Slayer is like one of the very first like JRPGs ever created.
I didn't know it had such a history.
It does. In fact, like I busted out my complete, or this, like, what's it called? It's a book I got the other day
Ooh,
full of
okay.
like all the JRPGs.
Nice.
So like I was doing some research on this. But anyways, Tokyo Xanadu is like the perfect mix of the Trails of series
Mhm.
meets Persona.
Ooh, okay.
It is, you are a school kid,
Oh boy.
and your whole team is a whole bunch of high schoolers. But then there is this other world that is encroaching onto Tokyo, and it's creating dimensional rifts that is like sucking in people and causing them to go missing. And these rifts are becoming more and more frequent, and it's up to you and your other teenager friends, because you're the only people who can like manifest these weapons called soul devices in these rifts to go fight the demons that are inside of it. So heavy like Persona vibes in that regard. There's also like when you're not doing that, you're kind of wandering around town, doing some side quests for like people, building up your social links with your friends as well as other characters, around the town. So it really does feel very much like Persona. However, then when you get into the actual dungeon exploring, it is more of an action-based dungeon, where it's action combat. You push between two buttons for range and close-up attacks, and then another button's like special, and then like dodge button as well. And you run through these just kind of quick labyrinths, and you fight a boss at the end.
Does this? I mean, this looks like an older. I'm watching a gameplay trailer of it. It kind of looks like a PS3 or a PS Vita type of RPG.
You know what? And I think, yes, I think this originally came out on the Vita.
Dang.
And then it became a PS4 title.
Yeah, December 2017. Okay, all right.
Yep. It became a PS4 title, and they added EX Plus to it, which added some new cutscene or a bunch of new levels. They call them side stories, and they're attached to the end of every chapter. And they dive into a little more of the characters that didn't really get too fleshed out at the time.
It just looks old. not knocking it, but I'm just like, this doesn't look like 2026.
No, it's about a Vita PS3 era, but late PS3, early PS4. It's using the same engine that they used the Trails of Cold Steel series on. So the graphics aren't horrible, I would say. It's very playable. But yeah, I've been totally enjoying it. It's got a great story. The game's broken down into chapters, and each chapter has like the anime intro. And it's a very catchy like anime intro too. Like got some like good beat music going on, and like it's catchy.
All right, so it's hyping you up for the Kyoto one.
Yep, even though Kyoto's going to be nothing like this one, because it's going back to more of a traditional Xanadu style. The original Xanadu was a 2D side scroller like a Metroidvania. In fact, it's considered one of the very first Metroidvanias to ever exist.
Okay.
And the Tokyo Xanadu went more into like, I think because they were working on the Trails series at the time, they kind of just made it more Trails when they were reinventing the Xanadu series. And now they kind of want to bring it back a little bit, so that you're going through a 2D dungeon, but then you have like 3D boss fights, and you still have like the whole school thing going on outside of the dungeons.
So it's like Fire Emblem 2 as well?
Without
without falling in love with your students?
I don't know. They could be falling in love. You might be able to fall in love with teachers. Who knows?
Gross.
That was something you could do in Persona 3 or 5.
In 5?
In 5, yeah. You could. Your homeroom teacher was also a sex worker.
Oh, that's interesting.
And you could eventually like romance her.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I'm playing.
Make me want to play.
Guess I'm playing Persona 5.
Oh yeah.
Back on the menu, boys and girl.
And then earlier today, there was a Nintendo Indie World that dropped in about 20 minutes, and there was one game that really caught my attention that actually dropped today, and it's called Minishoot Adventures. It is a twin-stick shooter set in a Zelda world.
Oh, is that the one that looks kind of like cel-shaded? Look, I watched it.
It's kind of cel-shaded. I'd just say simpler graphics, but it's exactly what it is. It's if you ever played a twin stick shooter, you're moving your spaceship so that you don't get hit by little like bullet hell projectiles while like shooting in the direction of everything that you're fighting. And I'm going to sneeze here.
Oh
3.
boy. Oh boy.
I was trying to find the mute button. It's too late.
The first game that was on the Indie Direct was that Denshu Attack. That
the train.
Yeah, the train. Yeah, I played the demo of that on PC last week. That game is hard to. There's a lot.
Really?
Yeah, like I mean, there's a lot of moves you have to do. You could probably just like get through the levels and just spam one move the whole time, but there's a lot of the game moves very fast, and you got to be really up with it. Anyway.
All right. No, that's one I want to try, and I know they did drop a demo for that, so
Yep.
Maybe I'll try it out here eventually. But this game is your little spaceship from a village of little spaceships, and a disaster happens that all these red spaceships are now attacking you, and they've like captured and thrown your little other villager spaceships in these like crystals. So you got to wander this overworld to try and save your other villagers who got captured, as well as find these keys, I guess. I think they're keys because they're little MacGuffins you have to go into these dungeons to get these MacGuffins, and you have to collect a certain amount of them, which will probably do something like unlock the final level. But you have different moves that you can find both in the dungeon and in the world that help you like explore, such as a dash maneuver, and then I got a little jump maneuver now, so I can jump over little pits of water, and it's weird. It's a twin stick shooter, but it's Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
you even get heart container pieces to build up your life.
That's funny.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of accessibility options in this game too. So if you're not really good at twin stick shooters, you can set it to different difficulties. You can set it to how like easy it is for the game to actually auto aim. And I think you can even go as far as to be like just be invulnerable, to be perfectly honest. Like I'm right now playing it as normal and manual stick because it's a twin stick shooter. That's kind of what I want to get into, like with this game. But there have been some challenging moments in it, and like luckily the game's kind of open enough that if you're finding a spot to be challenging, you just kind of go in a different direction and see if you can find maybe an item that will help you out later on. Because you do level up, and if you die, you still keep your experience. So there's no real penalty for death. You just get warped back to your village, and then you just go back out. And you can build up your level by collecting these red crystals, and then put them into like firepower or rate of fire or like distance of your like attack. And then there's another currency that will help you like upgrade your guns. So, eventually you'll get powerful enough that you can go back to where you were struggling with and be able to take care of that a lot easier than you did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very creative game in my opinion.
Nice.
Yep. And then also I dabbled a little bit in the new Trails of Berseria remastered.
You're getting your RPGs mixed up, man. Tales of Berseria,
thank you,
not Trails.
You're right.
I thought you said you were going to be playing a lot of JRPGs this year, and
I am, and they all have the same similar name setup too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, you almost had me fooled. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I'm reading the note. I'm like, not Trails.
Tales. Yeah, it's
Is it is it a lot better? Like, I mean, because I thought this looked good. This was PS3, right, or was this PS4?
This was end of PS3, early PS4, if I remember.
Okay.
In fact, I think I have it for PS4. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I hear it does like touch a little bit. Like I think it's now 60 frames a second.
Mm-hmm.
What the reason you'd go back into this is that there's a quality of life system that it's called the grade system, and they kind of give you enough grades to like just set all these different parameters, whether you want more experience or more gold, or you want to make the game even harder. That's kind of like the benefit of going back to a remaster if you played it before, or if you haven't played before, it helps you just kind of beat the grind that these games are famous for.
I don't think I played this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Not this one?
Yeah. I don't think I did.
This is in my top 3, bro.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Tales of Berseria is within probably my top. Yeah, Tales of Berseria is probably in my top 3 Tales games. It's probably number 3.
I looked at my Game Tracker app and I didn't see it there.
Huh. Wow.
Anyway.
No, it's really cool about this game. It technically is a prequel to Zestiria.
Okay.
But what's interesting about this one is you technically are the villain in this game. Like, you were a human at one point, but now you've been turned into a demon, and you have the sole goal of getting revenge against the person that has absolutely wronged you, and you're willing to do anything it takes, even be as like wrong and as evil and as hated as possible to be able to accomplish that goal.
I like that concept.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You play as a badass named Velvet Crow, and she has this demonic arm that is used to devour her foes.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I played this one. I'm watching a trailer for it. I think I missed out on this one.
Wow.
Maybe because like I remember, I think this came out after Xillia 2. I think I recall. And I remember I got burnt out with Xillia 2, and I was like, I don't think I want to play another Tales game for a while.
Zestiria was between Xillia 2 and Berseria, so but yeah.
Brother, I don't know. It was how long ago was it that we recorded that Tales episode?
December.
Was it December? Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It was December because that was when the 35th anniversary started.
I do have Tales of Hysteria, so I wonder if that was it. That's what probably got me out.
Yeah, Tales of Hysteria. Well, I enjoyed it. It's still that one was a little more on the generic side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, Berseria's good. Like, if you haven't played Berseria, this is probably one of the better Tales games that you could get yourself into.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good to know.
Figure the one I skipped.
Yep. All right. And then I've also been playing Resident Evil, guys.
Yeah.
What? Never heard of it.
Resident Evil Requiem. It's a game about a gun called Requiem.
I've heard good things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's begin with the obvious topic here. Why is it called Requiem?
It's because of the gun. You know what? I'm glad that they didn't call it, even though it probably would have been a slam dunk.
Back to Raccoon.
Resident Evil Hope.
Yeah, no, that would have been lame. No, Requiem.
Steph, I think you know what I'm talking about, but yeah. But I was like, they could have called it that, and it's like it would have made sense, but it also would have been a lame ass title. So
yes, I believe Requiem has a lot to do with offering or remembering the souls of the deceased, which I guess makes sense, given that it's like celebrating the 30th anniversary. You're going back to where it all started, and not going to give the spoiler part of the story, but a character uses a phrase like, "This is my requiem for the dead," which would make sense.
Yeah,
it's all over Twitter, to be perfectly honest with you. It's the equivalent of what Clive says at the end of his battle in Final Fantasy 16.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
that this is going to be your last Final Fantasy or your Final Fantasy.
So, I mean, I like the title.
At the end, spoilers here for Leon, but at the end, Leon Kennedy holds up his Requiem pistol and he's like, "Boy, these residents sure were evil." And then roll credits.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No, I kind of likened it to, there was like Leon, as much as the tough, cool guy exterior he had, and the the muscly arms that could probably rock you to sleep if you couldn't sleep one night.
And if
He's
they didn't, he could at least squeeze you unconscious so that
Yeah,
you could fall
exactly.
asleep.
Go to sleep. He's carrying a lot of trauma.
Yeah, he is.
Mhm.
And I think it definitely comes to head when he comes back to Raccoon City. A lot of that stuff kind of flashes back, and it was cool to see. I know we talked about it before recording. It was cool to walk through Raccoon City and seeing a lot of those tiny little Easter eggs or tiny little things you remember from the game.
Mhm.
I heard Tofu is in there.
Did you see
Ooh.
him though?
No, I did not, because I was not
I
looking for him.
saw Tofu. I
I
did.
was not looking
You
for him.
hear him first. You hear
Okay.
Tofu.
I wonder if I probably like heard it and saw him and just probably didn't think anything of it,
It's like this
or whatever,
weird
just blew over me.
squeaky noise, like a squeaky hammered kind of noise that all of a sudden, and then I just
Okay.
like looked in front of me and I see this block wearing a police hat running,
Yeah.
in the background, and it's like,
Yeah,
what?
he's wearing Jill's beret. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah, I
awesome.
can't believe I missed that. Even like the cop, like from the hallway that had his jaw shredded.
Yes,
Like,
that I saw.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. But yeah, there was. I think it's a little bit more of even uh like I know this sounds kind of lame, but it could be even be like an ode to like us, the longtime Resident Evil fans that have been playing the games ever since the beginning, to like
Mhm.
go back to where it all started and to see what it's like, and even like hearing a lot of the revelations on what happened and how they kind of like expanded the story a little bit to be like, well, everything is not what you thought it was, or
Mhm.
everything happened completely differently than what you thought happened. And it
Mhm.
was cool to kind of like even be shocked still at like after Resident Evil being 30 years old, at this point, it's like, wow, there's still so much we have to uncover in this whole
Yeah.
conspiracy. So
But I mean, going into that, like, I feel like my real only disappointment in this Resident Evil is that we've had two
shut your
other
mouth,
Resident
Pat.
Evils.
You shut your mouth.
Huh? We
Shut your
had
mouth.
two other Resident Evil games that has been expanding the lore of things like the Blue Umbrella and like what's going on in the world, post Umbrella world. And I feel like we didn't really get to see anything about that. Like we put too much focus on the past. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Like I enjoyed getting those revelations of like, a little more deep look into Umbrella itself. I just feel like it focused more on just what was happening right then than getting hints about what else was going on in that world.
Yeah, I think the complicated the story divisions is pretty vast. Like
Mhm.
obviously at this point, we found out that Chris is kind of no longer part of the BSAA
Mhm.
at this point in the game. We kind of find that out in 8, where his wolf pack has kind of gone rogue because the BSAA has been kind of infiltrated, so to speak. It's you know, they're
Mhm.
kind of like a puppet organization, so to speak. So uh we got to see a little, little hints of that, in Requiem. And then, they're probably also dealing with Blue Umbrella in the past, but then there's also like the ghosts of Umbrella's past that we still haven't closed. I feel like we haven't closed the chapter on that part yet.
Yeah, no, it definitely like it didn't feel very much like a conclusion. It definitely, I
No,
guess,
definitely
opened
not.
things even further. Because now it's
I
like
mean,
you
it's like a
question
chapter
is
ending, so to
Umbrella
speak.
actually really gone? To be perfectly
No,
honest, or are they just hiding?
no, no. There's too much money.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Steph, you read those codex entries on how much each monster was worth. Did you read that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the tyrant itself or Mr. X was like $30 million,
Mhm.
and like I think a
The
liquor was
dogs.
like,
Oh,
yeah, the dogs were like 8 million. I'm like, 8 million for a zombie dog? Get out of
right?
here.
Yeah.
What
No,
are you
I was
guys
chuckling.
smoking? What are you guys smoking?
No,
Yeah, it's
I
pretty.
love that little extra touch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about. I mean, we've been talking a lot about Leon. Let's switch over to the other character right now. Resident Evil introduced us to a new protagonist in the form of Grace. No, why am I saying Ashford?
Ashcroft.
Ashcroft, yeah.
Ashford were the cross dressers from Code Veronica.
Claire
Yeah.
so eloquently described, you cross-dressing freak. Yeah.
You need to play Code Veronica stuff when you can.
Now wait for the remake to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it will.
Yeah. The voice actress Sabrina, is that her name? Voice actress who did Miss Ashcroft.
It's like Angelina.
Something.
Is it Angelina? Nailed it.
Angelina.
Nailed it.
Grace.
Angela. It's Angela. Angela Sant Albano. No, I think she did so well. I hope. I know it's the end of the year, but I hope she at least gets a nomination for best performance.
Yeah, really. I mean, as much as we talk about Leon Kennedy's aura, even the guy that played, Dr. Vincent, I think, dude, he was creepy as hell.
I think the performances, especially the trio of performers, top notch. Yeah, going back to Grace, I feel like she was really well fleshed out, very relatable. Because as much as it's cool to have a power fantasy, if I was in her shoes, I'd be shitting my pants and all that stuff.
But she was, I think her FBI training kind of came out a lot too with she experiences stressful events, but she's able to refocus herself and kind of, okay, all right, take a couple deep breaths, process this and then let's move on because, she has a job to do. And so that FBI training, I think, kicked in a lot in a lot of moments,
Oh, for sure. And definitely just a likable character. And as far as her gameplay segments, as Capcom said many, many times, and we all know, is her segments were the true survival horror, like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 7 type. And I definitely felt that. I'll be honest with you, I did go against the recommendation to third person. That's because I'm too chicken. I just
No,
acknowledge
I did third person. To me, Resident Evil is third person.
I also like to see my periphery because I feel like I'll miss out on any extra stuff, and that's just me. But I can only imagine how first person was just absolutely terrifying, especially when you first run into the girl.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that scene where the body falls out of the closet and he's all bloodied up, not breathing, and Grace just feels for a pulse. I'm like, I don't think I don't think he needed to do that. He's pretty dead.
He's dead. And then another half second later, he's infected.
The hand comes out. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that was the scene where all of a sudden the hand comes out, and then she just slowly grabs the corpse, and it's that scene. I was like, what the fuck?
Let me tell you, that was the PAX West demo.
Yeah.
Is that initial, not the initial, but when you start off at Road Hills and you break free and you're starting to wander around, the demo was that whole puzzle of being stalked by the girl while trying to get that gate open. And it was creepy as hell.
How long were you guys stuck on that? My God, trying to get past her.
I honestly did
longer
than 10 minutes.
To admit. Oh, it's okay.
But
it took me a little bit longer.
It took me maybe 25 minutes the first time when I played it at PAX West.
Yeah, for my first time, it took 25 minutes. I was like, she's too close. I can't move yet. She's too close. I can't move yet. Fuck it. I'm just going to
go. Run. Maybe I'm faster.
Well, even the first sequence with Leon Kennedy when he's I think I'm going to get a second opinion. And then fighting the zombies with the chainsaw. I was like, okay, I shot one zombie. I'm going to go pick up the chainsaw that's spinning on the ground. Ow. ow,
Yeah.
that chainsaw hurts.
Oh.
How come I
And
can't
then
pick
the
up this
zombies are
chainsaw?
picking it up for some reason when it's spinning. It's like, what the hell?
And then it's like, what the hell? How could they do it and I can't? So I died a couple times in that trying to. All I was trying to do was pick up the chainsaw. So I was too obsessed with the chainsaw. So I was like, okay, I got to.
Obsessed with that chainsaw too. I was like, no way. Can I pick it up? Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Are they going to let me do it?
Yeah.
But to go back to the Grace's segment just for a minute, because it reminded me of how much I loved the way the game looked and sounded. And I know I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately just because in general games are looking and sounding better. But man, the graphics are astounding. I could see the reflection, the lighting is in the lighting. In Grace's segment where like everything's either like
Especially with
obviously,
the lighter.
Yeah.
dark, the red lights.
Mhm.
And sound design, obviously, which I think is key to any successful horror game. But I just want to shout that out that I would stop many times just to look at my surroundings, just to look, even if it was
Yeah.
disgusting. It looked great.
No, the Renwood, like just the very intro level was just beautiful from the rainy city. And then when you're finally in the like decrepit hotel and you see the like wind blow the curtains, and it's like,
Yes.
Yes.
that is
Yeah.
so freaking cool looking.
And this is, and I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm playing on a base PS5. Like I heard the PS5 Pro edition is like leagues better. Of course, I don't have a TV that plays PS5 Pro good enough. So it's like there's no reason for me to get a PS5 Pro at this point. But yeah, I heard it looks even better, like much better.
Man,
Which
I can't
is
even
it's
imagine.
saying a lot. I can't imagine the same thing because I'm like, this looks great already on my standard ass 4K TV, but
I mean, I hear it's also running pretty well on the Switch too.
Yep.
Yeah. We should have gotten Lasby to give his impression of what the Switch 2, like he's playing it right now on the Switch 2.
He's been positive about it.
Yeah, I think I'll probably get it on the Switch 2 at some point. That Pro controller isn't out yet, is it?
I got it today.
You son of a. Okay.
Nice.
I'm jealous. I thought that was coming out later, kind of like with the Amiibos. Totally missed out on that.
But how did you feel about the various stealth segments for Grace? Do you feel like it was well balanced? Like I know there's a lot you had to do with that when you had to go after the blind girl, Emily, in the like basement area.
Yeah, that was I had a glitch actually in one sequence where I think she chased after me once and she got stuck on a doorway and just kept running.
Oh,
I had to reload a quick save, which I was playing on classic. I was playing on standard classic, so I had to rely on, for Grace's segments, I had to rely on ink ribbons.
Ooh,
and
dude.
thankfully I had saved, I want to say maybe 10 minutes before. It's funny because I think I beat the game in 9 hours and 45 minutes, but my total play time was 15 hours. So I lost 4 hours of gameplay collectively from this damn save problem that I kept forgetting to do. And I'm like, shit, I just lost 40 minutes. Fuck. The old days. Anyway, but yeah, like I liked that they weren't frequent. There was like 2, maybe 3 sequences where like she was a threat, but for the most part, it was like, yeah, like you could stealth move around zombies, like especially like the singing zombies, that have
their streaks.
Yeah, have interesting lore. Like I don't know if you read those.
There are a lot of those zombies have lore to them.
Yeah,
like even the big fat ones, the chunks.
Yeah, the chunks. Stop making fun of me.
It's your fucking fault. Fuck you. Yeah. It's like, geez.
Yeah, take it easy. I like it when, like, I think I remember one bumped into each other and he was like, stop it. And he's like, no, you stop it.
Now, I actually really appreciated the almost, personification of the zombies and who they were and how it played out into their behavior once they turned.
Yeah, and it's cool because obviously those journal entries you could skip and no big deal, whatever. But it's interesting hearing a lot of those stories of just like, yeah, we fed this, we disconnected this part of the brain that controlled hunger, so this guy just kept eating and kept eating and kept eating.
He also had a brother, and that one actually liked human flesh, so he was
Yeah,
more dangerous.
yeah. I'll say. So we just let him roam the halls.
Yeah,
one of
we
them
just stuck him in the
actually
attic.
Yeah,
one of them made me sad. There was one lady, she wasn't like any like very unique character. She was just a woman that was wandering. And when you kill her, she says, "I'm sorry." I'm like,
yeah. I remember that one. I remember that one. I was like,
Mm.
oh. There was the one of the janitors. You first encounter her in the bathroom,
yeah.
and she pops. If you don't kill her,
Mhm.
she pops up in other sequences in the place.
Mhm.
In Rhodes Hill, like she's like cleaning up blood spills and stuff, or you just see her pop up. Like she'll
Mhm.
run into an area and just start cleaning
Mhm.
something. It's like Jesus Christ.
I had
I
that
like
with the surgeon one, the
Yeah.
guy wearing the surgical. Like I I ran out of ammo, so I didn't officially kill him. And
Mhm.
then later on, I found him in the room with the body where you had to get the artificial body
Mhm.
organs, and he's
Yeah.
like standing over that corpse, like with his like hands up, like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and that reminds me, so with Grace, she only had the Requiem, at least in the beginning part of the game. Eventually she gets a weakish gun, but the new gameplay aspect of it is this injector where she uses infected blood that you can collect throughout the game and make them go kablooey. What do you guys think about that?
I thought it was weird that I thought this was such a weird mechanic. Like I could understand using infected blood to, create that hemolytic stuff that kind of reminded me of Blade.
Mhm.
That totally reminded me of Blade, where yeah, they made the explode some vampire heads with this stuff kind of thing, which was cool. But making bullets out of it, okay, interesting.
And herbs
Shotgun sh-
and
shotgun
but
shells.
I will say this is easily the most bloodiest of the Resident Evil,
Yes.
and just like the fact that when you like the first time I injected in the tutorial and you inject the zombie from behind, and
Hmm.
then all of a sudden he just like swells up and blows up, and the blood is literally splattered all the way up to the ceiling. It's like,
The blood
jeez.
splatter effects in this game are top notch. Like,
It's
especially in those sequences where it's like it's all over the walls, it's all over the
Mhm.
desks, the chairs, it's all over everything, and it's like, yeah, that was
well,
gross.
even the aftermath, like I don't know why I didn't notice till much later in the game, but like when you keep walking, you see that you're leaving bloody footprints behind. I'm
Oh,
like,
oh,
oh,
never
Mhm.
back. Hmm,
yeah.
that's cool.
It's No, that's the blood, and I mean, obviously, blood being a major theme in this, but they took that blood to like a whole another level with even like the self destruction of uh, road hills, and
Oh, mhm.
basically going into the whole like shining elevator scene. But
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? She caught something after all this. I
Oh,
don't know what
definitely.
she caught, but.
Yeah, where I think she fell into that vat in the sewer in the basement,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and she's like, got some in my mouth. I
Remember,
was like,
no,
oh, girl,
and
brush your teeth.
especially since again, we won't say in the end like the some of the plot spoilers of revealing who she really is.
Hmm.
I'm like, I was like,
Mhm.
how is she not as how is she not turned? I don't know, but yeah. By the way, that meat grinder, man, that was intense, and that was probably one of the few times where I did kind of feel a little bit queasy because my mind is like digesting, like my mind's finishing the process. If you know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
just
Yeah,
ooh.
yeah. Well, even like getting through that area is like obviously you got the chain link of zombies
Bodies,
being
yeah.
dangled, the other
Yeah.
bodies being dangled off of meat hooks, kind of like they're pigs and stuff. And it's like trying to get through that part, and then all of a sudden you walk into an area where like you drain the water, and you look and it's like that looks like a meat grinder of some sort, and there are a bunch of corpses on the ground.
Mm.
Oh, I think I know what's going to happen here once I go down there.
Yep.
I didn't see the meat grinder parts originally. Like, I just saw the bodies on the ground. I'm like, oh, those are gonna come back up when I get down there.
Little did you know, body
that there was an
processing.
extra part.
And Grace is like, body processing. Dude, I gotta give it up to her voice actress, man. Oh my god, she does such a great job.
Yeah,
Just her
even her
reactions to
stutter.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stutter is really kind of what gets me. Like, it's so genuine and so believable. The
Yes.
way she does it. It's like, what do you want? Like, it's like, man, you just feel her nervousness, you feel her tension.
I mean, even the situation that she was put in, like, you could tell that she was a very antisocial person to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
just
Well, I
having a
mean,
normal conversation with people was just a struggle, and I loved
I
how
mean,
the
she
voice actress
watched her
portrayed it.
mom she watched her mom get stabbed in the neck. And even just that scene of her, like, man, after the fire started, man, I got emotional.
Yeah.
Crying over that.
That
I
was
was like, oh, that was brutal.
yeah,
Oh,
quite a
it-
performance.
Yeah.
You gotta love how the initial trailer kind of blocked that off so that people were having discussions. When the demo came out, people were like speculating that the girl was actually going to be the mom.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting reveal.
Yeah. But then,
I think it would have
we
been too
got to that.
easy, but yeah.
Oh, it would have been too easy. So,
Yeah.
What do you
But
think? Because Resident Evil zombies, Resident Evil camp. What do you guys think about the Resident Evil puzzles? It was very Resident Evil-y.
not enough puzzles here.
not enough.
I think that's probably my one disappointment. One gripe with this game is that there was only like the sun, star, and moon puzzle.
Yep.
That was pretty much it. There was nothing else.
Yeah, that and like maybe you had to put one gem in one slot to open a door. Like it wasn't a lot, and I was surprised because I actually like them as like campy and silly as it is. It's very Resident Evil.
Yeah, or even just like gathering multiple keys of something, like I still remember the days of grabbing the heart key, the spade key, the diamond key, all that stuff. And I know like obviously that stuff is outdated now, but the puzzles I just I wish they had a little bit more of, but
Yeah, and it
like I
was
said, it's a
prominent
minor
in that care center because once you get to Raccoon City, I'm trying to recall if there were any significant puzzles because you just had to collect a detonator.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you have to collect all these pieces of a detonator.
But they did have plenty of cranks.
Oh yeah, I was happy when I caught it in my first store, and they were like, "It looks like it needs to be opened with a crank." I'm like, "Yes, we got cranks, baby."
Cranking it.
We got cranks. We got wrenches. We got the square sockets.
Yeah, we got the screw sockets. Yeah, at least we got those. At least those are still here.
We got plenty of those. Leon with the chainsaw, guys. Like that. Leon has been synonymous with the chainsaw since the concept of Resident Evil 4. And we finally get to see Leon use the chainsaw.
And he can fucking parry a chainsaw, brother.
He could do that in 4, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's still cool that he can do it.
Yeah.
I love going chainsaw to chainsaw. I got that scenario when I was in
that was wild.
That was beautiful.
I pushed my luck a little bit and I died going against the chainsaw guy. And let me tell you, that death scene, quite brutal.
Yes.
Quite brutal.
They definitely expanded on death scenes of both you, Leon, and also the way he'd finish off enemies. And it just like took the cool shit from 4 and like made it even more crazy. I feel like if the whole game was that, I would say, yeah, that's too much. But thankfully, because of the balance with Grace, I was able to just enjoy just hacking things in half or shooting things in the mouth and lodging my axe and just ripping a head off. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or just roundhouse kicking someone into a wall and then just doing another step and then just crushing their head. Those are cool.
Yeah. I quite frankly, very rarely did I ever feel kind of scared when I was with Leon. I don't think that was the point anyway. I was more like, let's fucking go.
I would say there's a lot more jump scares, I think, in this Resident Evil than in any Resident Evil that I've ever played. I mean, I expect jump scares in a lot of my RE games. Not this many though. Like there was the scene in the basement. You guys remember this?
Yep.
The scene in the basement where you have that you have to pull out the last socket to release that crane, right?
Oh yeah.
You get to the crane, and all of a sudden you hear chains rattling in the distance, and you know who it is. You know who's out there in the background, and you think to yourself, I know the moment I pull this fuse out that she's just going to jump at me. I know it. I've played this game before. I know it. I pull the fuse out. Nothing happens. The lights go out and it's like nothing happens. And it's like, oh, I'm okay. All of a sudden, I take 3 steps. Bam, she comes on top of me. My health is in the red. I was like, shit. I reacted way too late. She kills me right away. And I was like, okay, my last save was a half hour ago. Fuck.
Okay, so it does seem kind of like intentional. Like, did I like turn in the wrong direction? Because she landed right on top of me, and I'm like,
okay, yeah, I had a pause because I pulled it out, and I was like, oh, nothing. So I turned around, walked 3 steps, bam, she pounced on me. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
you got me.
that was intentional. She did the exact same thing on me too. So,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I have an interesting question for you guys because it wasn't like not scary. It was definitely scary. But do you think the survival horror aspects in Requiem was as scary as, or less scary than Resident Evil 7? Because for me, Resident Evil 7's probably still, if we're going purely by being terrified and a terrifying experience, I think I'm a little bit more scared in 7, but
It's about the same level, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I feel it's the same level.
Okay.
It's different types of horror, but I think Requiem, it was more like I guess fear of the unknown. I don't know what's around the corner.
Yeah.
Because like Requiem just throws shit at you constantly to be like, oh, you think you're safe now? Just you
True.
wait, you know.
Yeah. No,
Like
a
especially when
lot of
you
this.
encounter the first big guy, where it's like, oh, hey, look, someone dropped something on the ground. Then all of a sudden you pick it up and you look up and there he is right in front of you, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And he shouts,
7
"Don't
had.
fuck with me." Sorry.
Yeah, right. Like, okay.
7 had more stalker moments, I feel.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're able to like survive the whole basement scene with the girl, I think you'd be okay with any of the bakers than 7.
Yeah.
Because again, once you get your weapons in 7, it's not as scary anymore.
Okay. And by no means am I'm making this comment because I think Requiem was not scary. I kind of thought back to, we always like to compare our last scariest experience. I'm like,
no, yeah, because the only thing that was really scary in Village in 8 was literally the dollhouse. And the goddamn baby. Ugh.
And why did everything look like the goddamn baby in this one? It's like, hey, we're going to make these things with no nose and a mouth that actually goes up and down instead of left to right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Which, by the way, again, like maybe I won't say what it is, but I will say the progression of the child Emily, what happened to her, but then at the end, I didn't think that could happen.
I didn't either.
Speaking of, sorry, I'm going a slightly tangent. There was that tiny segment where you play as who you thought was an Emily or whomever. You played as a child in an orphanage with the demon children.
Yeah, fuck that part.
That I did not like that at all.
I did not like that either.
No one. I don't think any of us did.
Nope, none of us did.
God, especially when you went underneath the chair in the hallway, and then like.
Does anybody else? Yeah, dude.
Son.
I jumped. I literally was like, oh god. Jesus Christ. Who else when you guys play hiding games, like where you have to hide, do you hold your breath in real life like I do?
I catch myself. I'm like, oh wait, I can breathe. It's okay. But no,
yeah, I know. I do too. I'm like
Oh, I was
I
sore
think
because I was like
Alien
this.
Isolation kind of got
Yeah.
you that way.
Oh,
What was that?
Alien Isolation made you that
Yes.
way.
Yeah. Alien Isolation and Outlast were like terrible games for me to play just
Hmm.
because of that. Because I'm like, if I don't breathe, he can't hear me. Yeah. But yeah, thankfully, I was glad because I think in Village or not in Village, 7, there were a lot of moments where you had to hide.
Hmm.
Whereas I was glad in this one, you didn't have to do that much. Like we talked about earlier, like there weren't a lot of those moments where you had to like literally, you know, hide to get around people. I know there was like the butcher that you had to get past them in the kitchen and you had to push that big vat of tomato soup or whatever it was
Yep.
just to get past them, which I mean that was kind of annoying, but it's like there's no way you can go toe to toe with this guy. Like so because he was a
no.
fucking unit.
I
But
mean, maybe there are people out there that really love stealth, hiding, those kind of
Mhm.
segments, but I'm really grateful that Requiem used a lot of restraint with the stalking stuff and the hiding stuff.
yeah,
There were some to add tension, but it wasn't all that it was.
it was well balanced.
Yeah. Hmm. I guess one of the things we haven't talked about yet is the villain,
Mm.
Vincent Gideon, and like when he was officially announced, he like I didn't know what to think of him. Like he, first of all, he's ugly as shit.
Yeah, he's probably seen some better days. Even in the pictures that showed him as like a normal ass doctor researcher, I'm like,
And he's still like, what the hell? How did this guy pass as a human?
yeah,
Right.
right, brother, you're like 7 foot tall.
He's
I
seven
agree,
foot
Pat.
tall.
Like it's hard to tell from the trailers. Like, okay, this guy's either going to be like an excellent villain or just a complete embarrassment. And for me,
Hmm.
I ended up really liking him, the way he talked, kind of the MO, the behavior, very sinister. I even liked the motorcycle jousting I had with him later. It was quite pleasant.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell
No,
yeah,
I,
that was
I
awesome.
I agree. Like I loved his like the mannerism. Like to me,
Mm,
he was very much like Heath Ledger's Joker. He was a
Anyone
very
could have been
quiet.
searching for grace.
Yeah, he was a very quiet,
Just
very soft-spoken individual, very polite as well. Like, if he didn't look like a freaking monster, you might be able to like sit down and actually have a nice conversation with this guy. Maybe. I don't know. But,
he's
it
probably a really smart guy. Like he's probably a
yeah.
smart doctor, really good researcher. Probably knows his stuff.
but he
Loves
he
all
had
this stuff.
those moments where like, you can see the insanity like just in his words and just he was a very cool, chaotic
Hmm.
Yes.
character.
And another thing I liked, and I know we agreed like we won't like name names, but and I think like in a lot of Resident Evils, not all, there's you never always just like the one bad guy. There's kind of like different
Mhm.
players. Um, I liked how Gideon was not a puppet of other antagonists. I don't like puppets very much, or at
Hmm.
least I feel like it's
Mhm.
done too much. I felt like Victor kind of like had his own thing, and even like at the end, he still had his own way of doing things. I'm like trying so hard to dance around without spoiling
Mhm.
it, but
Yeah,
I
right.
really appreciate that he wasn't just some puppet that got discarded later.
Hmm. Yeah, because it's lazy story. It's lazy storytelling, especially in a series or like a kind of like a franchise where it's like, well, the main villain is always just around the corner, but we don't know who they are.
Mhm.
But
Mm.
what I liked in Requiem is that they actually gave a name to this shadowy organization that we've
Mm.
been hearing so much about since practically four. Um, or actually practically the first one, because it's like who does Wesker really work for? So you always hear about this other organization that's like invested in all this stuff, and Ada Wong is maybe part of it too as well. So we got to hear a little bit more about who they are in this game, which is kind of nice, at least for us long term fans that are like, I mean, who are these guys? So
Actually tying the series together a little bit, not perfectly, but like just
Mm.
enough. Which,
yeah,
since you mentioned her, did it matter to you whether or not Ada was going to make an appearance?
I was expecting it. And I was shocked, actually.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, it's like, like a lot of good stories, they always have, like, especially recurring stories, they always have that, when this character's here, that other character's there. So like
Yeah.
for this protagonist, they always have to have this antagonist. If Wesker's in a game, Chris Redfield has to be in it. If Leon Kennedy is in a game, Ada Wong has to be in it. So on and so forth. So it's like, to me, I thought that was like Ada Wong is going to be in it, slam dunk, and then come to find that she really wasn't.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Even if it was a tiny bit, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I at least expected her to be like that shadowy figure at the top, throwing a rocket launcher at me. Like, here you go,
Yeah.
Ada.
Catch you around.
Yeah. Too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, to save the big spoilers, like the character that they did bring in, I felt was a little on the misplaced side. Just because that's not a character that normally interacts with Leon.
Yeah. Especially since he didn't know who he was, which confused me at first, because I'm like, inside my head, I thought he was one character. And I was like, how does Leon not know who this guy is? And then, of course, the more I found out about, the more I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I will say, though, I do like the character model, like the design was cool, but I was kind of like, oh, okay.
I just hate guys that wear fucking jackets and don't put their arms in the arm sleeves. Jesus Christ! If you're not going to do that, don't bother wearing the jacket.
He's fucking chain smoking the whole time too.
Yeah, right.
No, but between the two, Dr. Gideon was way more interesting to me. Really great job.
Yeah, 100%. Voice actor nailed it. Nailed the creepiness. Nailed the unsettling parts. I mean, he could ride one hell of a motorcycle, like, and use a rocket launcher at the same time. That was pretty sick.
And
I don't know. To me, I was like, "There's no way, dude." For that whole sequence, I was like, "There's no way this is happening right now. There's no way this is not real." Like,
you know what my unrealistic thought about this was? Leon's only been in Raccoon City for one freaking day. How the hell does he know which side streets to go on to, make it all the way to the city center?
I gotta imagine did he grow up there? Did he live there? I mean, I gotta imagine.
I figured he just got a job and was moving to Raccoon City, and on his very first day just happened to walk into the zombie apocalypse. That was my impression.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I got to do some digging on where he grew up. But yeah, I mean, that was the sequence where I was like, there's no way this is happening. This isn't real. Like, how are they just going to put this in there? I was totally cool with it. I was on board 100% with it, but I was also like, man, this is wild. But
it's more unreal than any of the
I told you the animated movies are all that.
All
like fantastical like sequences of just like crazy action stunts and everything, and it's like, I was sure this could be Resident Evil as well.
No, that clip you sent me of Vendetta with the Leon on the motorcycle too. I'm just like, as cool as this is, like, he has broken so many laws right there and killed so many people.
He caused a lot of collateral damage in that.
It's like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna like shoot this dog. The dog's gonna hit this van that probably has kids in it, and that van's gonna careen into another car and blow up.
It's all for the greater good, man. Come on. It's all for the greater good.
How do you think Capcom did balancing on revisiting, speaking of which, Raccoon City, I guess primarily RPD and returning like enemies and stuff? I'm glad they didn't lean on it too much, but at the same time, I'm like, "Aw, that was really, really quick."
Yeah, I felt that too. I felt like there was like they could have leaned a lot more into it, because as we talked about before, Leon still has a lot of trauma after that day. And it felt like he didn't do enough to save everybody. And I think it all came to a head when he went into Kendo's gun shop, and of course he approaches the door, and you get that flashback of
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 remake where he approached Kendo, and Kendo's daughter was infected. So reliving that whole sequence, and then just him like kind of discovering his bones, was it was a pretty somber moment, and it's like pretty vulnerable for Leon in that moment. I was like, damn, man, this
That
is
was like the most open we saw Leon
yeah,
in any game.
yeah, for sure. And I think he kind of like caught his motivations a little bit with like wanting to help Grace, because I think at near the end you started to see Leon really just respect Grace and kind of seeing a little bit of himself in her. That idealistic, like I'm here to help people. I want to help as many people as I can. No matter how many highway signs I destroy to kill 2 zombie dogs on a motorcycle. But
Mhm.
but yeah, you see Leon just like really like why is he so determined? Because he's a cop in his heart, 100%.
Yeah. I'm glad they revisited his motivations.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm glad we got to see a little bit of Mr. X. That was a quick fight though.
Yep. That I was like, when all of a sudden he dropped in, I was like, what the I audibly said, what the fuck?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I remember that too.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, that was
There's a part in that chase sequence where like the debris kind of goes through the wall. I wasn't sure what to do, and he
same.
ended up catching me, and he just ripped me
Yep.
in half. I was
Yeah.
like, "Holy!" Like he just
Yep.
like
Yeah,
Yep.
crazy.
that's where I used the Requiem, because that made him stop for a couple seconds.
Okay, I just ran like a bitch.
Same.
But yeah, Pat, I did get caught in that same sequence because I'm like, do I wait
What
for
am I
that thing
doing?
to stop, and then do I run around, and all of a sudden I get caught on it? Yeah, sure enough, he just man.
Yeah. What else?
I
So
don't know.
what do we
Like
think
I
is
said,
gonna?
the the arc itself, I gotta imagine
Mm.
is the Pat. That's where you are right now, right?
I just got to the arc. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Like you gotta
Hmm.
imagine how deep underground that facility is, and it's like kind of crazy because the underground facility that we knew from Resident Evil 2 is like that was also deep underground. So it's like, damn, how far down does Raccoon City go?
Do
You
we have
know?
like two separate secret facilities then in
Oh, we
Raccoon
had
City?
We had at least three separate secret facilities. There was more
Well,
than that. Because we
well, I
also had
gotta
the Tyrant
imagine.
Factory and Outbreak,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
or not Gun
Oh.
Survivor. Sorry.
Um.
Um,
But I gotta imagine that at some point, I think the majority of that arc facility was built after the missile strike,
Mm-hmm.
because it
oh,
leads me
they
to
were trying
believe
to
that
hide it. They thought
they were
that.
trying to
I mean,
just. Well, I know there's a revelation at the end that I won't talk about,
okay.
but it leads me to believe that a lot of that was built and maintained after the missile strike.
Hmm.
But maybe it was there from the beginning. I don't know. It all seemed too new. I'm walking around and I was like, this all seems really new.
Well, we know it had to be there before the strike because of the flashback that we played through.
The flashback.
Because
The
the
orphanage?
flashback in the
Oh yeah,
orphanage
that part. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
led into the
Yep.
arc.
You're right. You're right. Okay, now that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So it's a deep place with many facilities. Oh, that's a little like, well, okay.
Well, it's not a Resident Evil game unless you have an underground laboratory.
It's funny, when I first
It's
started the
got
game, I'm like, I bet we're gonna end in the lab.
Yep.
it always ends in the lab. That's how these games work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even Village had a lab at the end.
And there's got to be a self-destruct sequence,
Yep. Yep.
which we haven't seen a self-destruct sequence in a while, actually. But
Wait, hold on.
was there one in Village?
7 had one, I thought.
Did it?
Well, the house was being destroyed. That was for sure.
Yeah, but that wasn't like a self-destruct sequence or anything.
Self-destruct sequence in Mia's section. I can't remember. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
But yeah,
I guess we have to go back and play some of these other ones again.
I still want to bring up the courage to play Resident Evil 7 in VR. I'm not for sure if I want to do that, but I know I've attempted to in the past. But part of me does want to go back to 7, but it's like, do I try to do a full playthrough in VR? I don't know if I can do it.
Shout out to Ethan Winters, the everyday man.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yep.
Rest in power.
Mm-hmm.
The revelation you get about him from 8, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. I still I mean, out of all the mainline Resident Evil characters, I know he's my least favorite because it seemed like Capcom was trying to do something new and they were finding out like, we're bored with this one.
But you know what? I feel like a lot of people, I feel like the true fans felt Ethan Winters was a great protagonist because of the fact he was the everyday man that was willing to go through the horrors just to save his family.
Yeah, the poor guy just got sucked into it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I just still think he was a fucking nerd.
But that's why he isn't like a constant recurring character like a Redfield or a Kennedy. Hey, for 2 games, I think that was good enough. And I love the running joke that I can't see his face. Like I appreciate the commitment of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, really. Even like when Village brought on the third person mode, it was like, are we gonna see Ethan's face? Still nope.
Wow. Where does Requiem fall in the Resident Evil games that y'all have played? I have played the least amount of Resident Evil games, so I am not at liberty, but I'm curious about how you guys would place it.
It's in my top 5. I probably even would boldly say top 3.
Good question. Definitely in the top 5, but I'd also have to think which ones my top 5 are.
I mean, Resident Evil 2, the original Resident Evil 2 is my top. Like, and I kind of put that alongside Remake because Remake was also good, like on top of having good source material. And yeah, I one of these days I'm gonna have to rank all the mainline Resident Evil games. It's gonna be hard.
We should do an episode on that.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I think I can do it. But I know Resident Evil 9's up there.
It might be 4 for me.
A lot of people got their start on 4. A lot of people got their start on 4 because that was when
the 4th place. Sorry,
4 is
place. My least. I've been very vocal. 4 is my least favorite one.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you like the remake or?
I still felt there were too many cheesy things out to get you in that game, like cheesy deaths.
Bro, just try.
You got cheese.
Off of walls. Try backflipping off of walls. You're clearly not playing the game right, Pat.
Apparently not. No, I'd never. Village was not Village. 4 was just always my least favorite. I never got into the setting.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first one that really went off the umbrella track, and I didn't like the villains in that one. Like then I liked 5 because then 5 brought Wesker back.
You're right.
6 was okay. 6 was an action movie, and I liked the set pieces. My favorite was Veronica. Code Veronica was my absolute favorite.
Wow. I just replayed Veronica just recently. I would say that's in my bottom 5.
Really?
Yeah. The one thing that frustrated me the most about it that I completely forgot on my recent playthrough is the switching of Stephanie. If you play the original one, you'll have to remember this, is that you'll be switching characters and you can actually share items so long as you know that the switch is going to happen. So when you switch to this other character, you can dump items into the item box that they can then use, especially weapons. So if you don't know that, that's going to be a frustrating experience for you.
Yeah, the only issue with Code Veronica is that one had the worst item management.
Well, we'll see what the remake brings, you know. So, I mean, say what you will about like originals and remakes, right? Like, I am one thing I am grateful about the onslaught of remakes is it gives people like me that may have missed key moments in gaming history, and maybe whether it's accessibility or whatever, I can have a second chance at experiencing them.
Well, yeah, like especially you got Resident Evil 1, the original Resident Evil 1, and then you
Mhm.
got Resident Evil Remake that came out of the GameCube. And I mean, people can still play now, and arguably, pound for pound, it's better than the original one, both in graphics and controls. But for those of us that were there when it happened, we'll always have that lightning in a bottle moment where it was like that. This, to me,
Mhm.
the original will always be top
Yeah.
tier for me because I was there. If I were to tell someone new who's never played a game with tank controls like this, you know, like this is one of the better Resident Evil games, and it's like the tank controls or like other design choices, like this kind of sucks. It's like, well, you had to be there. That's not enough,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
convince people.
Yeah. So, Steph, where do you see yourself next on the Resident Evil? Since you've now gone 2, 3, 4, a little bit of 5, right? You haven't beat 5 yet.
Believe it or not, I've only done 2, 4, and some of 5.
2, 4, some of 5, and now
And
9.
9,
If
which
you
is like,
want to play co-op, I'm down.
oh, sweet.
Well,
Nice.
she's got another co-op buddy for 5.
Oh, whatever.
Well, but Nick's busy, and after this game, I'm pretty sure he won't be able to co-op 5 with me for a while. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
but it is cool, and he knows the game like it's the back of his hand. He's, okay, you do this, you do this, and the best part, not the best part, like because I'm not with Nick in person, so all I hear is Leon. I just hear like I'm with Leon. I'm like, yes, that's all I
Got this
hear.
grin on your
Leon's my
face.
operator.
Leon,
Yeah.
Leon's controlling Sheva right now. That's so cool. I want
But
Sheva back. I miss
yeah,
Sheva.
but Pat, like because I've just become, more a big brave girl now playing scary games, loving Silent Hill F, Resident Evil games. Like I'll definitely be playing the remakes of Code Veronica, and then I will eventually backtrack and start going back to the older ones that have not been remade. And I even said to Block earlier, just going between the two big titans of horror. I mean, we got Silent Hill Townfall coming out later this year. I mean, between Requiem and Townfall, those are like my two. I'm really excited for these two.
Oh man, I can't believe 2 years in a row we're getting a Resident Evil and a Silent Hill game in 1 year.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not 2 years in a row.
Or
We didn't get a Resident Evil game come out last year.
true, no. But the
We
fact that there's two Silent Hill games in a row also is kind of crazy.
Yes.
And then there's gonna be another one after that because we still got
remake.
Huh? Yep, remake 1 from Bloober.
Yep.
We're eating good.
Yep. The appetite's full.
Oh. And then we got the Konami resurgence coming back, and ooh, I love how we're coming back and revisiting all these series that eventually like fell through the wayside.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider,
Yep.
Legacy of Kain comes out this week.
Yeah. Tomb Raider, I forgot about that. Man. Hell yeah.
Good time to be a gamer.
Yep. Honestly, I know there's a rumor. There's a hefty rumor that they're remaking Zero. Which I almost wish like they would stop with the remakes and just give us newer content.
Mm.
But also I think Capcom's doing a little bit of not changing the story, but like adding to it, expanding the story, the overall lore. So, and if they want to do this, obviously they need to kind of go back and remake things.
Yeah.
I would have laughed hysterically at during Requiem if they flashed back to PS2 era gameplay, I would have laughed hysterically if they did that. And I almost wish they would have, but I know that would have like ruined the theme of what was happening to lead up.
Made a mode where you could turn that on.
Yeah, I did hear with the deluxe edition, like you can turn on the Resident Evil 2 audio pack.
Nice.
So like menu sound effects and stuff are like the old PS2 era or PS1 era. Yeah.
Well, I did read that Capcom plans to have a meeting about the franchise and its future early next year. I forget. So who knows? Maybe they'll balance it between new game remake, new game we'll see where it goes. I mean, I would be happy with a balance of both. So
I would be too, as long as they keep bringing newer stuff, to push the universe forward.
No, I think they've been handling the balance very well. Like that's what we've been getting is the jump between new, old, or new remake, and I feel like just because of how fast these games have been coming, like we've been getting a new one like at least once every 2 years.
Yeah,
that they have to have two different teams working on this. Like one team's got to be making remakes, and the other one's got to be focused on getting the new stuff.
I'm putting my money on that. I mean, they probably have a dedicated remakes. Whoever was remade RE4 probably went right to work on maybe Code Veronica or whatever. Like I said, I know the prevailing theory is like we're going to get Code Veronica next and then Resident Evil 0, but
I've also heard 5.
Yeah, but
I also heard that they're remaking the original again. That's the latest from Dusk Golem. I'm like, holy crap, there's a lot of rumors.
I know, no kidding. I hope they don't remake. Honestly, the first one, the remake, I hope they don't do that one. I don't know.
Can we get modding controls at least, like a remaster remake?
I mean, if you play the RE remake now, I know they have modern controls. They don't. Yeah, they do. They give you the option for original tank controls or modern controls. But
it's been a while since I played it on the PS4.
Yeah, so you can play either way, but if you want that over the shoulder camera, I think you're gonna have to full on remake it. But yeah.
All right, guys. We talked a lot about Resident Evil 9. This was supposed to be impressions. I think we kind of just went into full on spoiler cast. I mean, fair enough.
Not
we
full
all
on,
kind of got.
There was a lot we didn't talk about.
Well, yeah, it was borderline spoiler cast without the actual spoiler.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, there was a lot I left out. There was a lot we left out.
Oh no, there's so much.
No, we could easily go back and like not even just 9, but kind of go into the whole like Resident Evil history in general. Like if we replayed a few different games here, and like it'd be a fun discussion to just kind of talk about the timeline.
And Capcom, this meeting that you guys are going to have with the future of the franchise, call me.
Stoy's got ideas.
And they all revolve around Sheva Alomar
and Leon S. Kennedy. So make sure that Nick is there too.
Sure, okay. Leon can show up there. Honestly, I want to see if there's a new Resident Evil game coming out. I imagine there is Resident Evil 10 or Resident Evil X. I imagine they're going to call it. I feel it should be Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine as the main protagonists.
I need Jill back.
Yeah, I need Jill back too.
I need Jill back.
Honestly, I need the old gang
back. Claire again. I'd like to see Claire again, but at least she had Revelations 2. Like we have not had a Jill game since Revelations.
Yeah. I need the old gang back. I need a reunion of some sort. Resident Evil reunion.
Ooh.
That did not work out. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking reverse. Never mind. I'm like,
reverse.
That didn't work out.
No, Capcom just bring it. Like if you want to do multiplayer, just remake Outbreak. Put a co-op, 4-player co-op mode in a game. I mean, they do really well with Mercenaries. Mercenaries always worked well, but anyway.
And we can have the whole story be concluded when the savior Ethan Winters comes back from the dead.
Yep, because he's made a
mold.
Nope. almost did it. Well,
Sorry.
6-year-old game at this point. So yeah.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yep.
He's made a mold, so he'll come back always.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
Thanks for everyone listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Gamescast. Thank you, Stoy and Steph, for joining me on this wonderful reventure.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And we'll catch everyone next time we're on the Gamescast. Till then, have a good night.
Take
care.
care.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork.
The Patreon producers for this month are
Adriel Munger, Francisco Santillan, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., and Fitzpatrick.
Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.